and it doesn't sit well with me, if I'm being honest.
Why?
Because it's like, clearly, right, you're of a status and a stature which is not getting you the woman you want, right?
Okay.
Right? So you're kind of, instead of like becoming a better person, a better human, you're just kind of like, okay, I'm going to sack that off and I'm going to go around the world where it is, apparently, their bridges,
Right.
then they cut out.
Okay.
Because their name is pretty much, you know what I mean, like it's been ruined. So that's how I see it as. Maybe I'm being a bit too black and white about it.
Right.
But I just feel like their intentions are not there. Like,
Let me ask you this: do you think like these guys that come into, let's say,
they're weak. They're weak for it everywhere but where they're from.
right?
You know, and I think this is my personal opinion. I just think it's like opportunistic, and it doesn't sit well with me, if I'm being honest.
Why?
Because it's like, clearly, right, you're of a status and a stature which is not getting you the woman you want, right?
Okay.
Right. So you're kind of, instead of like becoming a better person, a better human, you're just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna sack that off and I'm gonna go around the world where it is, apparently, easier to find, like you said, to find a woman that's more submissive and things like that. And then to say to other people, do what I'm doing, forget about where you're from and the women that are there. I think that's wrong. You're pushing a narrative and spreading a narrative that is just not true. It's just you that wants to do this.
Okay.
Not everybody should be doing it.
Okay. What about you?
I actually have an issue with the passport bros.
Okay.
Because to some people, the passport bros can be seen as individuals practicing sex tourism. I'm sorry for dropping that out there.
Oh, yeah. We just talk about it.
Yeah. There are people with that passport who hop from country to country, just sleeping around with the women.
Okay, now you've just seen the previous clip. Now I just had to react to my fellow British brother who's living in Africa, or he works in Africa. Now, I'm not going to call you names. I'm going to talk, my reaction to you is like I'm talking to you direct. So there's a 1 in a million chance that you're going to see this video. However, I will reach out to O'Shea Duke Jackson with hope that he may get to see this video. But still the chances are very slim because I have a microscopic channel. But anyway, I'm still going to, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So my man, you call the passport bros weak. Now, your justification was that you saying they are of a status and a status that they can't get the women they want. What are the women that they want? What exactly are the women they want? And that's the question number one. What sort of women do they want? Two, the women that they want, in what numbers are there available to those guys? Now, I'm sure in the United States of America, I'm sure there are women that they want who are out there, but I don't live in America. I've visited America numerous times, about 8-9 times now, but visiting there is very different to living there. So I don't know how easy it is to get the women that they want in terms of their circumstance and where they live. I don't know how easy that is. So I can't really comment on that. So because unless you've lived there, unless you walked a mile in their shoes, then you can comment on them being weak or not. But I can't, because I'm from the UK, born and raised in the UK all my life. I'm not a passport bro. As I said in my previous video, 95% of people in the UK, as you know, has been abroad. 95% of people in the UK has passports. So yeah, I'm sure there's passport bros in the UK, but not to the same extent as America, I'm saying. So, but still, the question, I have that question for you. So in terms of the guys being weak, what about the guys who's gone abroad, especially like places in the Philippines, and got married and so forth? Now, coming back to the sort of women they want, and you're making the assumption that the women they want are in large numbers. Now, maybe they are, maybe they ain't, I don't know. But what the point is, From here in the ringside seat here in the UK, I've come to the conclusion there's 3 types of women in America. Type 1 is the type that you see on social media making their demands from what they want of a man and willing to give nothing in return. And not only are they willing to give nothing in return, they shout this out from the rooftops, metaphorically, with a loudspeaker, saying that they bring nothing to the table, and they wear that as a badge of honor. And some of them even go so far as to say that, yeah, they have a couple of kids in tow, and the man has to be earning 6, 7, 8 figures per year, and he has to take care of her kids and everything else. So, and they wear this as a badge of honor. And in their mind, their vagina is a fantastic deal, thinking that the man has never had sex before. Okay, so that's type 1. Type 2 is the few women who actually calls out these women and point at the errors in their mindset. Type 3 is the silent majority. I can't speak on the silent majority because I've never met them. I don't know what they've got to say. I don't know whether half of them agree with type 1 or half of them agree with type 2. So, to my understanding, the Passport Bros are talking about coming in contact with type 1 in a large scale. Now, are you calling them weak for not wanting a woman who's going to offer a bad deal? I mean, I'm asking you, do you think that type 1 is offering a good deal? Really? You know, I don't want to go down the road of calling you names. I just think it's not necessary because you haven't explained yourself, not to me anyway. So I'd like to know, well, what's your opinion in terms of explain what is the type of women that they want, and how do you know for sure that the type of women they want are easily attainable in the United States of America? As such, I'm sure there are women who they want in America, but how easy is it for them to meet them? That's the question. And you're making the assumption that I think you're making the assumption that it's like the UK, but I don't know. But that's a question for you to answer. And as for the woman deeming them as sex tourists and stuff like that, I mean, wow. I mean, geez. So again, what about the guys who's got married? What about the guys who's had successful relationships? You know, you're making a mistake of tarring them with the same brush. I'm sure there are some guys. I mean, there's been guys who've been doing sex tourism for many long before Passport Bros was even a thing. But then to label them with the actions of the others, that would be the same as me labeling all black women as being cold, unapproachable, ratchet, shitty attitude, unadventurous in the bedroom, prudish approach to sex. That would be like me labeling all of them and basing my opinion on the few that fit that description, and that would be wrong. And I wouldn't. So you're doing exactly the same thing. Anyway, I've said enough. So my man, if you're watching this, I would love a reply, either in comment or a video form, for you to explain yourself, because like I said, I don't want to go down the road of calling you names, but you haven't made yourself clear by calling them weak. There's a lot you need to explain on that front. So thank you very much, and folks, have a good day. Okay, bye.